Alright, this is game 2 of EGIdrA versus, at the time, EGHuK, now EG'sHuK. Once again, this is from the BlizzCon Invitational, the North America Invitational. Losers bracket round 2. Huck is up one game with his notorious aggression. I don't think I've seen any player be as aggressive in Protoss vs. Zerg as Huck, and you know what? He is the best at it. Sometimes he gets a little bit, people mockingly say, oh, top 3 control whenever he has mistakes or something, but when I see games like the game he just played, I absolutely believe that he is at least close to top 3 control. He has some of the best control in combat that I've ever seen. His ability to do damage with small amounts of units is actually amazing. He hits these weird timings that no one is used to seeing. I apologize, that was my phone. But yeah. So I don't know. I think we're going to see the same style coming out of Huck, although by the pylon placement, this is likely going to be a Forge expansion, which I'd say is easily the most common strategy on this map. It's just so easy to get that expansion. The ramp is very small that it's kind of silly not to do that. So Huck's going to be able to come in here and get the scout on EGIdrA. EGIdrA once again not wanting to play too risky. This is actually a departure from I think what is historically the EGIdrA style. Typically we would see EGIdrA going for a hatch first in pretty much every matchup that he can, on every map that he can, but even on a secure expanding map like Shakuras Plateau, he's going for the spawning pool first. Looks like he's not going to put down the gas, so he's not going for a speed first or anything like that. Just going to get down the hatchery. And Huck, I'm actually surprised Huck is actually not interested in blocking the expansion. He's more interested in blocking this single mineral field. So back in the Huck base, the EGHuK base, ugh, feels weird to say, we have a Nexus first build. Despite seeing the spawning pool first, I think he's just kind of playing off EGIdRA's style, and he's going to get the Nexus down, going to get the Forge down, and then hopefully get 2 gateways to block off, then do that whole cancel the gateway, put Cybernetics core back up, that silly thing right there. So let's see how he's going to complete this wall off. Well, he's getting 1 cannon up and a gateway, and I expect to see another gateway going down very soon. He's got a lot of chrono boost saved up on the Nexus. He can't quite spend all that chrono boost when you're going for a Nexus first. You just can't get that many probes out. And back in the EGIdRA base, still not adding on gas, just wanting to get as many drones as possible. There's the second gateway going down. Fairly certain this second gateway is going to be cancelled and then replaced by a Cybernetics core as soon as the first gateway is done. That's just to get the wall off so that no Zerglings can come by. Even if the Zerglings come by and it's just like 2, oftentimes they can stay in your base for a long time and just run around and get a perfect scout on you. So it really is important to get that wall up as quickly as possible. So there you go, there's the Cybernetics core going down, and I'm curious to see how many cannons Huck is going to go with. Huck is not going to be able to scout hardly at all for a while. He does have 1 probe out on the map that EGIdRA is looking for, but he's just going to go out. Right now he's worried about any kind of roach all-in. If you're doing some kind of fast expand like Huck is doing, then the roach all-ins can be quite tough to deal with. You really need to know exactly how many cannons to go for, and very smartly, Huck is scouting this 3rd expansion. Now he is certain that there is no all-in coming, so he's not going to worry about putting up any more cannons, and just going to hide a pylon here and sneak back somewhere else and save that probe for later. Very important to do is try to keep your initial scouting probe alive, just so you can send them in sometime later. So looking at the drone count, Huck, actually whenever you go for this Nexus first, just because of the way Chrono Boost works, once you start spending it, you can just get insane amounts of money. So he is even and actually ahead of EGIdRA in terms of workers, and so going to have a very nice economy. Curious if he's going to go for some kind of 2-base all-in push, or just kind of do some pressure as he follows it up with a 3rd. Just adding on 2 gateways here, So that's pretty modest, you know, he's not adding on any more gas. I think he's going to stay pretty economic here. Oh, there the gas starts going down. Right as I say that, putting down all 3 gas at one time, and EGIdrA basically has no idea what's going on in HuK's base right now. He's got 2 overlords surrounding, but you know, not getting any vision out of that. You, Zergling, did you get the probe? I think this Zergling got the probe. He's got 1 kill, he's all proud of himself. Look at me, I'm gonna go stand on a watchtower. Anyway. So HuK does manage, oh actually that, I think he killed off the pylon right there so he can get out of his base if he wants. And how many gateways is he going up to? EGIdRA's coming in to try to scout something, but the placement of all these gateways is so weird that really EGIdRA's not going to have any idea how many gateways there are. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 gate. This is a little variation on this 6 gate push. Actually, it's a pretty different 6 gate push. But still, EGIdRA really doesn't have a terribly good idea. He's not seeing any tech from HuK quite yet. So maybe, perhaps he's just assuming this is going to be heavy gateway pressure, but no way he can really know. Amazingly, EGIdRA's speed 9 minutes into the game is not even done yet. So yeah, that speed is finishing, and EGIdRA is getting some upgrades, getting its melee attack upgrades, and HuK's going for the fast 3rd base. So adding on all this gas, getting his 3rd base, looks like he's trying to stay very economical for now. EGIdRA's coming in with some lings. Oh, gets scared away by those pro HuK force fields. He's been punished by those before, so he's staying a little bit safe with his lings. And HuK is just going to sit back, keep building probes. Let's look at the probe count again. It's 55 to 67, which is actually very impressive considering Zerg's ability to make lots and lots of probes. And is he going to be able to trap those? Nope. Can't quite trap any more Zerglings, but EGIdRA is getting the money number of probes that he wants very quickly, already up to 7. He's got all his gas going down and starting to finally work on his tech, getting roach speed, getting a macro hatch down, an infestation pit. Looks like he's just going to be going for ling, roach, and then a smattering of infestors. He's not going to do the huge infestor style you see like coming from people like Destiny, but he is going to be getting some infestors who are increasingly being used in all matchups. So HuK, I think HuK is ready to go for a little bit of aggression. He's at least going to try to poke in here, try to stay a little bit safe. Hopefully he's going to kind of stay hugging the edges of these areas so he can get some nice force fields off if he needs. But EGIdRA's starting to get a scary amount of units. His production is not quite kicked in. He's got 10 roaches on the way. So HuK can take out this army now, so EGIdRA's just trying to delay until he can get more roaches out. And this pathogen glands is finished enough that he could start making infestors. See, only 2 infestors coming out right now. I assume he's going to get a few more than that later on, but it looks like he's wanting to stay heavily based on Roach Ling, actually getting the melee attack upgrades really quick. EGIdRA's going for a very damage-based army, where you're doing lots of damage as opposed to trying to just take as much damage as you can. And you can see HuK, seeing the roach heaviness of this build, is going for some immortals, so that's going to be very nice against the roaches from EGIdRA, and just trying to secure his 3rd expansion. This area can be very vulnerable to run by, so just getting a couple cannons up and some gateways just to keep that safe. And ooh, looks like HuK's actually just trying to bait EGIdRA into coming in and attacking him with a couple stalkers, but I don't know if it's actually going to work. EGIdRA with his 4th base going down, and he's going to at least do some pressure on the 3rd base from HuK, but yeah, he's really not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage there. HuK's army is getting very scary, especially with him adding in these immortals, also getting blink and some sorry, I'm having a brain fart, ground attack upgrades, and also adding on his robotics bay. So also getting Colossus out. EGIdRA's army starting to get more and more scary. He's up to 6 infestors. Got a... Actually, that is a lot of roaches. That's 28 roaches and 45 zerglings. So really starting to get the army that he's going for. He is at 200 supply, maxed out, and so I'm assuming he's going to start teching very, very fast now. You can see he's getting the Greater Spire, and ooh, getting a little over ambitious with the zerglings, almost getting them trapped and caught. Where is that Greater Spire? Where are you at, Greater Spire? Better Spire? Greater Spire or Greatest Spire? That's what I want to know. Where are you? Oh, there it is. So there's the Greater Spire going down. Going to be trying to get out Broodlords as soon as he can, but he's actually going to have to reduce his supply to actually be able to get those Broodlords out. Even getting Adrenal Glands and Zerg Melee 3 right now. You can see he's not focusing on the carapace upgrades at all. Just going for attack, although not worrying about missile attacks right now, interestingly. I think the reason he's going for that is because he has Broodlords in mind. If you're getting the ground melee attack upgrades, then that is going to apply to the Broodlings that come out of the Broodlords and can make them much, much, much more effective. So really, you can tell EGIdRA is getting to go through his full game plan right here. EGIdRA has been undisturbed for the most part by EGIHuK. EGIHuK has done very little pushing and prodding. Both of them are just kind of getting the armies that they want. You can see EGIHuK is adding on a huge amount of gateways right now. It's adding on actually 6 gateways, finally getting that Thermal Lance upgraded, getting charge for his Zealots, and finally able to pump out a couple Colossus. I don't know how many Colossus he's going to get here. Oh, actually getting Observer Speed too. Fancy. And getting Templar Tech. So he's just going every direction he can, getting his 4th base down to match EGIdRA. I would imagine there's going to be an engagement going down sometime soon. Broodlords are morphing, so we're going to see if EGIHuK is feeling ambitious enough to go for an attack. He's really only got 2 Immortals and 1 Colossus that's not a gateway army. This is very much a solely gateway army. Oh, what are these units doing over here? Not going to be enough lings to take them out, but still a little bit of a weird movement by EGIHuK. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. Oh, is he going to get the fungal? Oh, he gets the force fields off to protect his units, and he's going to push forward. Oh, I thought he was going to push forward with the Colossus. Now he has to be careful. Oh, getting a great blink and just sniping 2 Broodlords for free. They do get a fungal off on a couple of these stalkers, but that was certainly worth it for EGIHuK. I'd imagine there's going to be an engagement here soon. But wow, both players just posturing and positioning. Look how long EGIdRA has been at 200 supply. He's up to 4,000 minerals and 1,200 gas. So he's looking to do a big, big, big resupply as soon as this attack goes down. Same with EGIHuK though. He's got those, how many gateways is it? I don't know. A lot of gateways. And 2-3 upgrades, 3-3 upgrades on the way for our what did someone call him? Someone called him the infested Archon. Like the EGIHuK EGIdRA team is now the infested Archon. Whatever. All right, EGIHuK. You gonna do some damage? Is that what's gonna happen now? EGIHuK also getting his 5th base up. I think this is just to prove a point. He's trying to say, look, EGIdRA. See, EGIdRA has accused EGIHuK of being cheesy. He's said that the only reason he's any good is because he plays Protoss, and that he can't beat him in a macro game. Well, this is EGIHuK playing a macro game. Totally unarguable. This is the macroest of macro games, and EGIHuK's going for the Void Ray hallucination, trying to see if he can get another win on EGIdRA with a hallucinated army, and both armies going at it. The Stalkers blinking forward and targeting down these Broodlords. The Broodlords are the Infestors getting off some amazing fungals on the Stalkers. The Stalkers just starting to melt. Obviously these Void Rays are not doing any damage, but EGIHuK with the amazing upgrades is just able to power through. Nothing in there to contest the Colossus. You can see all 3 Colossus at 100% health. More Infestors coming in and trying to do some damage, but HuK's control of this engagement is just too good. EGIdRA's trying to morph in some more Brood Lords, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it. These Stalkers are going to be able to focus it down immediately, and there we go. GG from EGIdRA. HuK playing an amazing game, staying back, playing 100% passive the entire game, and then going in with one attack. EGIdRA had the exact money army he wanted to make. HuK had the exact army he wanted to make. EGIdRA was ready to reinforce, but HuK's control of that battle was so good that it didn't even matter the reinforcements that EGIdRA could make. HuK could nearly equal him in reinforcements, but with the amount of units he had left over, particularly these Colossus, and he was even able to save his sentries and immortals. Look at that. 13 kill, 14 kill immortal, 18 kill Colossus, 25 kill, 13 kill, 28 kill. That was just too much from HuK. Well played, HuK. So HuK moved on to the finals of the losers bracket. This was the BlizzCon Invitational. HuK versus EGIdRA. Match of the century. Thank you guys for watching. This is Trebus. GG.